This video is sponsored by PoketownStore.com, the best place to get yourself some TCGO code cards. Looking for that last card to complete your online deck, or just to get the latest booster packs in town like Crown Zenith, for example. They literally have everything, and you can use the coupon code ZapdosTCG for 5% off your order. This video is also sponsored by CARDMARKET.com. This is a European platform where you're able to buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. I personally use it every single day, and you can use the referral name ZapdosTCG to help support the channel. This video is also sponsored by PLAYMAT.com. This is a platform where you're able to upload your favorite wallpaper and they turn it into a beautiful playmat. You can now have 10% off your order by clicking the link down below, and they ship worldwide, so definitely check it out. Last but certainly not least is going to be DragonShield.com. Dragon Shield is the best brand to protect your beautiful cards, and they have the best quality sleeves available, and you can of course check it out by clicking the links down below. They have sleeves, binders, and deck boxes of the best quality around. I use them in every single tournament, and you guys should do the exact same thing. Thank you a lot for sticking around with the commercials, and enjoy the video. Peace. Sup YouTube, it's ZapdosTCG here. Welcome back to our TCG video on my channel. On this channel you get daily Pokemon TCG content, so be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new. And if you like what you see, feel free to leave a like down below. So we're going to be checking out the results of the Orlando regionals, the biggest regionals we've had in the Western world. 1,485 Masters battled it out, and we did see that Lugia was back on top again. Not a lot of people can tech a deck that is just so incredibly powerful. This was the meta during the day one. As you can see, Lugia 26% meta share, Lost Boxes all grouped together 20%, Mew 12%, Hisuian Goodra 8%, Regigigas 7%, and then Arcdura 4%. As we can see here is that 1/4 of the decks is Lugia, Lost Box 1/5 of the decks, and the cool thing is that Mew, they're still split between fusion builds and DTE, but seems to be like the DTE build is more popular. Hisuian Goodra was more popular than ever before, ever since it's well showing in the Liverpool regionals, and Regigigas just on top of that got slapped around by a lot of Ice Cube as well as Hisuian Goodra in, of course, the Orlando regional. So we're going to be checking out the results here. If we can take a look at the statistics here, during Day 2, the meta share of Lugia became even bigger at 34% meta share. That is actually incredibly huge. As we can see here, 34%, and then Lost Box only 13%. So Lost Box didn't convert all that much, but it did do well because it actually got a slot in the top 8. Mew VMAX 12% meta share, so that is neutral. So day 1 12%. Day 2 still 12%, so Hisuian Goodra 9%, so that did more than we thought it would do. Arceus builds also still around. What else was in the meta? Regigigas, Eldegoss Control, Vikavolt, Palkazan, some niche decks like Eternatus and Kyurem also there. So we're going to be checking out the results right now. If you guys are excited, let me know. So we did see top 8 list. There was 2 decks that weren't Lugia, so we're going to be checking out the Lugia list first. Let's open them all up. There we go. Open them all up. So the first place winning list was by Andrew Hendrick. Congratulations. What do we see here of this list? Is there anything spicy here? The only thing spicy that I can see is Echoing Horn, as well as the Capturing Aroma. Only a 3/2 line of Lugia VSTAR. I'm always scared to play that low number of Lugia VSTAR because you always want to have your VSTAR second turn. Capturing Aroma can actually save yourself with that, as technically a 5th copy of Evolution, Incense, or a Quick Ball. But the main attackers are clear: Stoutland, Radiant Charizard, Yveltal, Raikou seems to be the norm. This list is actually not playing Dunsparce, so they were really in luck when they did see no. I don't know how many Regis they faced, but sometimes Regi players brick, so that's something you can take note of. There's also the Irida here, but no canceling Cologne, but would also have a very unfavorable matchup against Aerodactyl builds. There's the Wash Energy to protect yourself from special effects on your water type Luminion, so yeah, cool list. Lugia still doing well. Then there's the 2nd place winning list, also the 5th place winning list, the 6th place winning. There's like the entire group here. Testing group: John Ang, Isaiah Bradner, etc. was able to, of course, came out a very 3 of them in the top 8. Insane. I don't even know how it is possible, but they were so strong. They did respect the Regis by playing Dunsparce and Manaphy. The same attackers I mentioned: Stoutland, Charizard, Yveltal, Raikou. A 3/2 line of Lugia VSTAR is on the lower end, but also playing 2 vacuums helps out a ton against the Duraludon. let me just say that that is a very crucial. I also was testing around with Lost Vacuum, but my split was actually 1 Vacuum or 1 Echoing Horn, because Echoing Horn could also work against the Duraludon builds. This is playing a Speed Lightning energy for that additional special energy, so you can attack with Raikou and attack with Yveltal. So that in most lists that was not the case. In this list it is possible to do that. So you have that Speed Lightning, you can get on 2 Auroras there. Oh no, yeah, and then you can use the Heat Fire for either Yveltal or Charizard. So yeah, Lugia still doing well. Then 3rd place winning list by Nicholas. He is playing the Ice Cube Wash, so no basic water energies, but they are playing the special energy, the Wash energy with Ice Cube, because that wins the matchup against Reggie, as well as winning against the mirror matches if they're not playing any outs for it. So other than that, very similar to Pablo Mesa's list that did pretty well already, and they are actually only played 2 ropes, 2 switch cards, so did cut down on a switching card to add in like the Hisuian Heavy Ball, I would say, and added in that Ice Cube package as well. So cool. Next is the 4th place winning list by Calvin Connor, playing also a Lugia list, having Dunsparce and Manaphy, the same attackers we did mention already, but a lot of people are playing that double Lumineon, as you can see here. Double Lumineon seems to be a norm. Wash energy in here as well, and they have the Bird Keeper in here to of course protect themselves from paralyzation decks, which were around in the form of Articuno in the Palkia decks. Then, yeah, we've seen this list before, so that Regan Retzlaff, 5th place winning list, same list as Isaiah Bredner. Then there's John Ang, same list as before, and then we have the 7th place one with Alston Reed, playing the Lugia with only 1 Lumineon, but they added in Drapion because they were still afraid of Mew VMAX with Pav DT. He also had the Canceling Cologne and Skyla build that Tord Ratcliffe actually played during Liverpool, showcasing that with that you can actually beat Aerodactyl based lists. So that was the top 8. We ran through it quite quickly, seeing as yeah, the only thing we just need to check out in the top 8 is Grand Haze Mew VMAX, but yeah, a lot of Lugia lists. What can we say? Lugia is back on top. We do see the Aerodactyl VSTAR in here in combination with the Camo Poncho. So even if they have Canceling Cologne, if they cannot gust you up, or they need to find Vacuum, Serena, and the Cologne to do something about the attack of the Aerodactyl VSTAR. So that gives Mew VMAX enough time to slap everything around. Mew VMAX DTE with Path to the Peak and Judge is so strong. Definitely with Roxanne, you can cheese people out of games. That's what the Mew list does. There's 9th place from Anthony Alvarez. Is also a super unique list because that one is playing Greedent VMAX. Instead of going for Stoutland, they went even more greedy and went for the Greedent VMAX to take additional prize cards on Comfy. Knock out a couple of Comfies, you win the game. That's how it is. Taking 3 prize cards, if you don't know, if you take out a basic, you can take 2 additional prize cards with the Greedent VMAX. Other than that, they also have the Bird Keeper and the Cologne. So they were checked out against all the whack stuff in the format. Wheezing, stuff like Aerodactyl, stuff like Paralyzation, they were teched out. Ian Robb decided to go for his trusted Inteleon engine and went for the Palkia build with Articuno and the Emergency Jelly to paralyze opponent's Pokemon. And if the opponent is not playing Bird Keeper in their Lugia list, they will lose. There was, of course, a 34% meta share of Lugia on day 2, so it worked out pretty well. They have Crabominable for the big bulky stuff like Goodra or Duraludon to slap that in the face. And they have Ice Cube Wash for Reggies, as well as Lost Boxes, and then Drapion for Mew VMAX. It's a little bit of everything. With Torton, you can swap into another Pokemon if you want to. Alright, that's pretty cool. Palkia being around. We have Brian Isaiah Williams playing Control, but this Control is not playing Flying Pikachu. It is going back to the Ice Cube route with 4 Wash Energy. So respecting the Lost Box, respecting Reggie. If you can get that off, you probably win the game. So other than that, Yveltal to discard energies, Miltank for yeah, V-based decks like Vikavolt. A list that pretty much does what it promises, and yeah, having an answer against everything. Sydney with 4 copies of Yveltal is just so nasty for Lugia for sure. More Lugia builds. I don't know if there's any difference here. We have 12 place, 13 place, 14 place. Too much Lugia to talk about, to be honest, but I don't see a lot of ways people are going to be experimenting with it. So we see Lugia, nothing too different in this list. This list has Drapion and the Cologne and the Irida. Definitely great with double out. This list is playing Flying Pikachu, so Lugia with Flying Pikachu is a thing here. Interesting for sure. Having Big Parasol, 2 copies of that. People are respecting Lost Box, so it seems. So that's why Lost Box did not do all that well. There is 15 plays with Tyler Matthews playing a Lost Box Rayquaza. Pretty vanilla list, having Echoing Horn as the only spicy card and adding in 2 stadium cards to respect potential paths that Mew VMAX could be slapping down. As we can see here, Goodra also made his way into the top 16 with Michael Bergerac, if I pronounced that correctly. If I'm not, I'm so sorry. Okay, this is pretty similar to the list that Stefan played, except for the copies of Cheryl. So Cheryl making its way into this list to heal even more on top of the build in Moisture Star. There's a Mew VMAX 17 plays with Noah Peltier, and this is another DTE build. Seems that DTE build is the preferred way. Spicy card in here is the Heroes Medal to map the prize race in your favor. There is a Ditto control list and the 18th place. Ditto control, the Ditto can transform into any Pokemon you want. This is the only like new card I've seen so far from Crown Zenith. Crown Zenith didn't do all that well in the Orlando regionals here. If you don't know what this fella does, it is actually the Calyrex, allowing you to get 2 cards from the deck and put them in hand. So that could be a nice way you can... there's even a Sandal. What the hell is wacky list is this? Discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Oh, of your opponent's deck. Alright, alright. Discarding the... and you can utilize that with more cards. Twinnergy, Double Turbo, so many things going around in here. Misfortune Sisters, there's the Jinx, oh crazy. Ditto Control, this is something we definitely have to check out on the channel. Of course, Ice-Q is part of that deck. Moving forward, some more Lugia lists, not gonna check those out, we've checked out enough Lugia list already. There is a Mew list, this is the another DTE build. Playing Manaphy for respecting the lists of Kyogre, which did too well. Victor Ong, Peter Kika, if that pronounced it correctly, did play the Kyogre Lost Zone boxes with the Dragonite. This list is not playing Sky Seal Stone, just playing classic deck that the testing group of Azul played a lot during regionals, but is also playing a lot of switch cards, just like Alberto Conti, if I pronounced it correctly, that playing a lot of switch out, so you can have that Turbo Dragonite Spike turn 1 going second, which can slap Lugia, as we did see in the streams. Here we have 1 copy of Tempo, respecting Ice-Cube Wash as an answer, canceling Cologne, so you can actually boss up the Manaphy and just whack the entire field with Amazing Search, Amazing Rare Kyogre. Also playing Zamazenta and Sky Seal Stone, so a couple of Crown Zenith cards making their way into these lists. Sky Seal Stone allowing you to take an additional prize card, which is super insane. If you can get it off with Raikou, that's fantastic against a VMAX or a V-Star. Okay. So these are all very cool lists for sure. Goodra, I'm not going to be taking a look. Reggie on the 27th spot. Reggie's did not do well. The reason for that, lots of Ice-Q and lots of Goodra. This has, of course, the good Reggie Draco, which can slap Goodra a little bit better for damage output. Otherwise, you have to 3-shot. This makes it a little bit more possible to utilize that. Also has a great answer to, of course, Goodra's only getting into play. If they're not able to evolve quite yet, you can Serena them up and KO them. You can also utilize this if you can use Regieleki with Snipe. When a Lugia has 40 damage on it already, you can utilize Dragon Energy to finish that off. So having a Yalhorn to respect the Ice-Q as well. So that's the only reason that this Reggie player did a little bit better. The 28 spots is going to be a Mew, but this time around it's a Fusion build. Fusion and Cross Switchers, as we can see. So not playing Pokemon Catcher, decided I want certainty in life and went for Cross Switchers instead. Arcdura here, coming up here at 31 slots. Very interesting list, playing 3 Parasols and Collapse and not respecting Lost City whatsoever. That's the only thing weird about the roll-down list. It did pretty well. And then Orion Sutherland making the close on the top 32 with the Eternatus Weezing list. Eternatus Weezing was very popular in Japan, made his way to the Western world, having Boushake turn 1 Galarian Weezing, or second turn going for, or actually if you go second, go for Ascension. So turn 1 either the ability block and then slapping around with Eternatus VMAX, even respecting Mew VMAX with another Drapion thrown in there, because that matchup can be sometimes a little bit wacky if they can dunk. Some in the top 64, we're going to check out a Crobat list by Anthony Spion, and that is playing the Ponchos. Poncho did see kind of reasonable results in the Orlando Regionals. Crushing Hammer, Fan of Waves, Poisoning with a Radiant Hisuian Sneasler, and then hit and run until you go for victory. Vikavolt also making its way in top 64 with the Brandon Martin, if I pronounce it correctly. We have Vikavolt. Not respecting Aerodactyl, but having the way to take an additional prize card with a Sky Seal Stone. Interesting for sure, having Zapdos, Raikou, Vikavolt, and Drapion all being attackers that can utilize Sky Seal Stone. I like that quite a bit. There is another control, and there's another Palkia list with David Hendrickson. Let's see here. Pretty similar to that we saw. Ice Cube, the Articuno's there as well. Another Reggie player. Not a lot of Reggie in top 64. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Reggie didn't perform all that well. A classic list only playing 2 Reggie Gigas instead of the classic 3. So they didn't respect Mew all that much. There is an Arceus build that utilizes Aerodactyl Espeon that we've seen before. It is an Arceus binder drop with Empoleon Aerodactyl. We did make a video about this already, but play the Camo Poncho to protect Aerodactyl from getting bossed up with Lugia, just using Read the Wind until they're ready to strike. So all these fantastic looking lists. What else? In the top 64 is a Regieleki VMAX and then an Arc Pika list as well. So we're going to be checking out those to end the top 64 list. So let's check this one. Regieleki VMAX, other attackers, is Starmie V in here, and having Cape of Toughness to become a little bit more tanky. Then there's an Arc Pika list with Alolan Vulpix VSTAR of all things. This is going to be very powerful with Big Parasol. You can, yeah, if you can get this off, use Char and Scare to get Arceus VSTAR back in hand. You can use Snow Mirage, and then you're safe from getting attacked by Pokemon with abilities, which can lock games. Flank Pikachu with Big Parasol can lock games as well. So, yeah, locked and loaded with this Arceus Alolan Vulpix box. Other than that, another Kyurem. There's just one funky Kyurem popping up there. Any other weird rogue decks that I'm missing out on? Probably not. So this is, if you're still like to play Kyurem, this is how it plays with 2 Empoleon respecting Lost Box. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this run through of the Orlando Regionals. If you did, be sure to let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. Helps out in ridiculous ways. You have no idea. Go check out our sponsors as well. PokedownStore.com, the best place for TCGO code cards. You can use the coupon code ZapdosTCG for 5% off. Go head over to yourplaymat.com to, of course, create your own custom playmat from scratch. You can get 10% off. Click in the link down below. There's CARDMARKET.com for European players. Use the referral name ZapdosTCG. There is DragonShield.com for your sleeves, banners, and deck boxes for people from the US and Europe. Links down below. Anyhow, have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. Thanks for joining in today's video, and leave your thoughts down below. What's gonna happen with this meta game? If we take a look at the upcoming tournaments, I know it doesn't look bright, but the upcoming 8 tournaments are all in the same format, and it seems that Crown Zenith didn't perform all that well. Not even one single card in the top 8 is an indication of this format being dragged on for way too long. 8 more tournaments in this format, and I'll be attending at least 2 of them. So how it's gonna be changing, who knows? But OCIC is up next, and I'm very curious to see how that internationals will develop. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.